Take a close look here. And out of about 500 something stones, you have one here that's extra, and the reason that happens is because sometimes the Chinese crystals are stuck together. You'll notice that when you're in the business. But look at, there's two different colors of glues here. There's a thick one, a thin one. You have one upside down. You have one crack, but that's not the fault of the robot. That's because it pulled it out of the hopper, because the Chinese crystal tends to be pretty junky compared to a Swarovski crystal. And other than that, there's absolutely nothing to repair. So take a look here. Every part that you as a user will get or need to connect is labeled vacuum, vacuum. This is unmistakable. Air, air. Everything on the machine is labeled. This is the meter that checks whether there's a stone there or not. I'm not sure if you can see it from the angle, but even every one of the valves is labeled, and like typical German, Austrian, anything that you could adjust or need to adjust is exposed for you to do very easily and simply, so there's no big deal. I don't know if you can notice, every single component has a part number and a label on it. You won't find that on the Asian-made machines because they're using something made in their homeland that's not common off the shelf from any automation supply house in America. And that's the big difference. The hopper here has a huge area to be able to collect the stones. You don't need a lot of stones to run with this, but if you wanted to fill in a huge amount, you could. And what you do on this machine is you simply remove this button here, and you can take a $27 Black & Decker dust buster and in 3 seconds vacuum this out and pour in the next crystal. So let me just show you how easy it is to switch over a different color. So when your job is done, you can do a quick inspection, and I'm going to talk more than it takes time to make the change, but I'll demonstrate quickly. Here, out of approximately 1,000 stones, there's the one I told you that was extra. There's an extra one here. That happens with the cheap Chinese, the cheap Korean crystal. The reason is that many times they're stuck together. That's something that'll never happen with Swarovski, but Swarovski isn't your everyday business. That's 20% of the people that are willing to pay that enormous cost for that crystal. There's a machine cut crystal, and I always say it in the literature, there's three types of crystal. There's the Swarovski, which is the Rolls-Royce Mercedes-Benz. Then there's the machine cut crystal, and the machine cut crystal is the Lexus or the Acura quality of crystal. Excellent, excellent quality, brilliant, but it ain't no Rolls-Royce or Mercedes-Benz. And then there's the Chinese cheap and the Korean crystal, and that's 80% of your orders. So you need to be buying your crystal, by the way, for in the neighborhood of 0.0009 per crystal or 0.0006 overseas. You're purchasing technology to become a manufacturer in an industrialized, advanced world, North America, Europe, whatever. You need to understand that you can't use a middleman. If you're buying your supplies here locally, then you're paying far too much. So as a policy, Permaboss has always sent you to the best suppliers that all of our customers use, and they're buying direct from the manufacturer overseas. It's not a big deal to learn how to deal with UPS and FedEx and DHL to import that in, and you will save thousands of dollars in many cases by using the suppliers we refer you to and make the direct introduction. That alone pays for the machine. So if you buy a premium machine and I show you the right suppliers, you actually have a free machine, because otherwise you'd be buying the supplies here. The problem is you can go and look and you will find them overseas and you'll find 40 of them. But with Murphy's Law, you might find the good one at number 38. In the meantime, you haven't made any money because your crystals are falling off the customer's t-shirt. So you need to use the best of the cheapest crystals, and we'll direct you straight to that. Now watch this. My work surface is done. Here's, this says Heidi Hannah, it's in reverse. And what I do is I peel this paper off here. I have short nails, didn't have that ready. Place this on top here. And this registers and locks right into place. There's nothing else to be done. So I'll put it in automatic mode. Green light's flashing. It's finding its home position. I'll press start and I'll continue. And now I can go and do, I'm going to let this just rest for a second so there's not too much noise, but now I can go and do my quality control check while the machine is running, because all I have to do is press this. Very interesting. We took 3 Libero singles individually, and we did one color of a 3-color design on machine A, second color on machine B, third color on machine C, and we could take one plate and switch it to the next machine, and the registration was perfect. There's no way on earth you can do that with an Asian-made machine. What I'm doing is I'm checking if there's a cracked crystal, because in the Chinese inventory that can happen, and under the light I can't see anything, and so I've got a design. I just have to remove those 2 extras and we're in business, ready to go.